Chương trình này được bảo trợ bởi
Family Joy, tổ ấm y tế của mọi gia đình, 714 898 0765.
Hi, welcome back to the OC Health and Education Show. We're going to continue our conversation with Izzy Paskowitz, the co-founder of Surfers Healing, along with his beautiful wife, Danielle Paskowitz. On this segment, we want to talk a lot more about, your family life, your upbringing, and where you came from. I know that there's a movie called Surfwise?
Surfwise, yeah.
Surfwise, about your family. You grew up in an RV, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell me about that?
Yeah, the documentary focuses on my father. Because going back to my father, he was even more unique in the sense that he was born in 1921.
Wow.
And he grew up during World War II and was in the Navy in World War II.
He became a
doctor.
physician.
Yeah,
right?
He became a doctor, went to Stanford, but was always a pauper. He was poor. He was poor,
Because I was helping everybody, probably.
He did. He worked not for money, but for food and for stuff. But so we grew up in a camper, and this Stanford-educated doctor just wanted his 9 children to be as close as possible to him. So we lived in a camper that slept 6, and there are 12 people in there. 11. And we traveled around the United States, living in Florida and surfing, and then he would run out of money, and he'd say, I think I'm going to pick up this job in Martin, South Dakota, or Portales, New Mexico, or Block Island, Rhode Island.
Wow.
And then he'd work for a year or 6 months, and then would be gone, and he'd cash everything into $10 bills when a $10 bill meant something, and would go down to Cabo for 2 years and just live down there and surf every day.
Wow.
So not too much of an education over here.
Not a formal education.
Not a formal education, sure. And I don't know what 7 times 7 is. Let me try. 7 times 7 is.
Well, you see, that's the thing
36?
about Izzy, is that you always use that phrase, dumb surfer. And I don't want to hear that, because to me, you're one of the most kind, genuine, and smartest man I know. Because for you, your education is real life. Your education is hundreds and thousands of families that you help. That's more research than some of us, hitting the books can do.
I definitely get that. And watching my father's documentary really, it's cathartic, and it made me feel so unique,
it's a different kind of education.
A diamond in the rough. It was, places that we've been, and my father bringing the first surfboard to Israel in '54, and then us going there in '69, and living there during war times, and the people that we've met and the places that we've been. I know I am one of the most unique human beings on this planet. So it's different for me now as an adult. I'm very grateful to have lived such a unique life.
Now, how did that impact the way you run Surfers Healing, or how that impact your future in building such a great organization that helps the community?
Yeah, I think it helped me growing up. Paskowitz was, relationships that you meet with people, and your love of people, and my greatest gift are the people that I've met and the traveling that I've been to. The most unique people that have fallen in love with what we do, and they'll be friends with me forever. And I so look forward to going back to locations that we've hit for, on the East Coast in Belmar for 16 years. Mm-hmm. So you go back there and you see this child that was, 6 years old back then, and now is like, Isaiah's age. In his 30s, it's phenomenal to have seen, a population of autism, little kids grow up and being part of that family. And so we're incredibly grateful. And the way my approach has always been that I've always been so grateful to be a part of their special child, and thanking them for letting us be involved. And all my guys who I travel with, 20 other pro surfers, or guys who are just such hammers, as we say, in the surf world, And their approach is the same thing. They're so grateful to be part of this experience and sharing their knowledge. And that's why I don't call them surfers. I don't call them instructors anymore. They're healers.
Yes,
because what they do is so profound in the water and even out of the water, where a typical therapist would see a thrashing, super low functioning, let's say, and that teacher or autism specialist might go, no, it's not on his terms. We can't really do it. We got to wait till it. And they're saying that because they're afraid.
Yes.
And it's easy to do stuff that child or a teen or adult are cooperative and are not they're not fighting us. And we'll fight, but we're going to win every time. And they're going to go out in the water and experience surfing. And I love the way my guys make the parents feel like their children aren't a burden. We scoop them up and we go. And then there's that transformation, that real, therapeutic transformation in the water that might take a child half an hour, but from thrashing and screaming and being uncooperative, anxious, to complete calm and relaxation.
Well, you are
Still
right. I mean, all the things that you're describing is truly, that is of a healer. So you have an amazing team and you're an amazing leader. Thank you, Izzy, for all that you do. Thưa quý vị khán giả, hôm nay Julie có thời gian nói chuyện với Izzy Paskowitz. Izzy Paskowitz là một người sáng lập ra Surfers Healing. Izzy nói một cái câu mà Julie thấy là rất là quan trọng là Izzy có một cái nhóm, một cái team là giúp Izzy là 20 pro surfer, là professional surfer, giúp cho mấy em có tự kỷ. Mà Izzy nói hiện tại Izzy không có kêu họ là surfer nữa, mà hiện tại là kêu là healer, là cái người giúp cho mấy em đây để cho mở rộng ra, để cho thành giống như kiểu bình thường, để cho có cái cơ hội để cho tham dự về cái chương trình surfing. Izzy nói đó là trước nhất nhiều em đây vô có nhiều cái hành vi đánh la hét khó khăn lắm, mà mỗi cái người healer, mỗi cái người pro surfer đây á rất thương em đây, thì làm thấy là không phải là cái burden, là không phải làm cái khó khăn gì cho gia đình, mà thiệt ra mấy em đây có được tham dự cái chương trình để cho thực ra là transform, là thay đổi liền, lúc mà ra là khó khăn mà quay lại đó là rất là vui vẻ, về cũng calm down, là cũng dễ chịu hơn. Julie thấy đó là trong Surfers Healing, Izzy là một cái người leader, là một cái người chính trong cái hội đây, mà cái người đây là rất có thương yêu mấy em đây. Là Izzy nói là tại lý do đó là họ nhỏ lớn lên là ba cô Izzy là một người bác sĩ, mà điều bác sĩ của Stanford làm rất nhiều người, giúp rất nhiều người mà không có lấy tiền, mà chỉ luôn luôn giúp người trong hàng xóm, mà điều muốn cho cái cuộc đời của Izzy với 8 anh em để cho khác nhau, mà raise gia đình trong cái RV rất là nhỏ mà có 11 người. Mà Izzy nói đó là because of cái lý do về cái kinh nghiệm này á, là Izzy là một cái người thương người, với cũng hiểu với giúp người trong tương lai, giống như ba cô Izzy. I think Izzy, you've done such a great I think continue your father's legacy so well, that you're continuing that part of his healing. He was a medical doctor healing people, and you're a surfer healer. And there's no degree that continue your dad's legacy more than what you do in the world. And I think I want to recognize that, because sometimes when we are on the spectrum, I'm on the spectrum, and I never really saw my value. Everybody would tell me how great I was, but I was like, oh no, I'm not. But the truth is, some of us get to be in these unique opportunities that nobody else got to be a part of. Right. And I think I just want to recognize what a unique person you are, and what a genuine person that you are in what you do. Is there one thing, if there's one thing you can say to a family watching today, what would that be to participate and let their children explore different opportunities and joys such as surfing?
I think a lot of it has to do with your inner strength, and let that child be okay with it. Be okay with going out and having a lot of confidence, and and you can do a lot, you know, and not let, you know, people that might, you know, bum you out and say things, or, you know, which people do all the time, you know, even when they're sitting in first class or sitting back in coach and on an airplane. So just, you know, you're grateful that your child, you know, could be worse. You know, he's alive, he's well, he's happy, and that's his job for the rest of his life, is just to be happy.
Oh, wow. Well, thank you for that message. I think that's a very important message to remind our families. Izzy muốn nhắc nhở quý vị đó là chừng nào quý vị có nhiều sức mạnh chịu dẫn con ra ngoài thì con của mình sẽ mở rộng ra với có nhiều cái tương lai tốt đẹp hơn. Mình chỉ gì nói là you gotta be brave, thì mình đừng có sợ ra ngoài là người nói gì về con mình phải vẫn luôn luôn cho nhiều cái câu hỏi cho con của mình. Sau phần quảng cáo chúng ta sẽ tiếp tục nói chuyện với Izzy Paskowitz of Surfers Healing.